What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Hope all is well with you. Now, guys, I want to point something out here because, as you know, here in this little corner of YouTube, in this fandom, we take a lot of beating here from people who are putting out movies and books and television shows who are somehow and for some reason having a very, very hard time coming with the quality of entertainment that we are used to, the quality of entertainment that in the past has always been there. You know, these IPs that have become legendary and so well loved is because they were always so well written and so well performed, and the artists behind that have always reached out to that community or this community with respect and high regard, and we've always given that back to them. Now, there's always been back and forth with debates about, you know, what this is or what it means or how it could be better, or, you know, we've always been opinionated here in this fandom. That's nothing new. But what is new is the attack that's been placed on the fandom by people who, as I said before, must be frustrated because they can't live up to the creativity of the past. And so they take to looking or reaching for excuses as to why what they're producing is not as well received as what was once in the past. So they do things that we're all aware of. They all automatically they go to things like racism and sexism and homophobia, and they just paint the fandom as the worst people in the whole entire world. And they go mainstream with this stuff, as we've seen recently with Director X, who came out with Robin with a Y hood. But he's not the only one. He's just one of the latest, like I said in a previous video. So I want to take this time on this video to give a great big old shout out to the fandom that I belong to, that I have always belonged to my entire life. I've always told people I might be new to you, but guys, there's nothing new about me. You see that I am a middle-aged man. I am very, very proud to be Generation X because I know the difference between what once was and what is, and I'm not scared to call it out. And that's the reason why a lot of people like to look over me. They like to go around me, because one thing you can also see is that I can also be categorized as black. Yes, we've discussed this before. People don't want to talk about me in that way because, of course, a black person saying something like this goes completely against the narrative. I've always said that guys like me and Dark Council, things like that, we are the secret weapon of the fandom, because we are, our presence on the scene automatically kills that defensive BS narrative that they put out there, that the fandom is just full of ists and phobes. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use this video here to make a greater point, because what I have noticed in the last week and a half, right? I'm proud to report, pleased to report that my video my channel has seen a bump up in subs by over 1,000. Over 1,000 in the course of a week or a week and a half. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I'm going to get to what I believe is the direct reason for that towards the end of the video. But first, I just want to point out, guys, that this is not to brag on myself, okay? This is to give a word of encouragement and a word of respect to the fandom that I come from. I'm going to use this as an example to push back, as I do with every video, against the disgusting established narrative that there's something wrong with our fandom. Now, of course, I am not going to justify the racist acts of those people who are out there who are in fact racist or bigots or biased or whatever. We know that exists, okay? I get that on my channel. There are plenty of people out there who are not black who get that on their channel. All you have to do is go into their comment section and see some of the larger channel get some of the biggest hate, and they're not black, a lot of them. But once again, that's something you do if you're actually interested in the truth, which a lot of these other people, critics of our fandom, are not. That's the reason why they're bad actors. That's the reason why I'm making this video. Now, I want to point out, guys, that over the course of my time on YouTube, and I've been doing this now going on almost a decade, guys, because I look at my son and where he is now and where he was then. Yeah, I'm coming up on a decade, man. You know what I mean? Probably within a couple of years of that. And in that time, I have shared the YouTube platform with people who have been gracious enough to invite me onto their platforms, onto their channels. You guys know I don't do a lot of streaming on my channel. I've only done a few streams in my time on here, and that was with my brothers in the Dark Council, and I'll start off with them. They've been gracious enough to come and get me when I was just doing my individual videos and things like that. I had Drunk 3PO initially, and I had Abu Nas. Drunk 3PO was constantly inviting me to come on to stream. And at the time, I was wrapped up in divorce, raising my son, single father. I couldn't plan anything. So the last thing I was going to do is say, yeah, I'll come on, I'll meet you Tuesday at this time, because I'm always at my son's beck and call. That's just how it is. He knows I'm up on the shelf for him. So at any given time, if he needs me, I'll be there, and I'll be postponing whatever engagement that I had online. So at the time, it was just a little bit overwhelming. So I was always telling Drunk 3PO no, right? So Drunk 3PO was putting together the Dark Council. A lot of people don't know that. The Dark Council was Drunk 3PO's brainchild, along with Abu Nas. He recruited Abu Nas. Abu Nas, as you guys know, I love him. He's very, very strong-handed. He basically called me and told me, look, you're streaming, sucker for love. Yes, Abu Nas. No, he didn't call me a sucker for love. But anyway, so basically he kind of jumped me in, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, crap, Abu's not taking no shorts here. He ain't taking no no's. So I got on with them. It was love. And they became my brothers and everything. I wish I had done it sooner. So I had a great time doing that. That brought me into the world of streaming. So I was in there with, like I said, Drone 3PO, Abu Nas, Damajanai, Fatal J, Lord Callus, and of course Lorena, came through. And we had a great time, man. We've been building ever since. We just love each other. So, and each of them have shared their platforms with me. So each of them have invited me onto their platforms, in other words, and I've shared streaming time with them, which helped me, to get out there and everything. And then from there, I was invited onto so many other YouTube content creators platforms that I'm so grateful for, in part, there's been so many of them, but I'll list, OG Star Wars, Open Airlock Policy, Chillmonger, Biggerford Entertainment, Sporking News Podcast, where you see me every Saturday mostly, WDW Pro, Mr. Grant Gregory, Entertainment Hacker, World Class Bullshitters, Miss Martin Muses. There have been so many out there who have invited me on, and all of these people are diverse. It's like they don't all come from the same community. They have different opinions, different voices, and I respect all of them. I've been blessed to share, airtime with the likes of Eric July. I've been shouted out by Ethan Van Sciver, Odin's movie reviews. I mean, there are so many guys. Force of Light Entertainment, I've been on panels with them. Like, there are so many out there. And like I said, this is not to brag. This is just to talk about the richness, the vastness, the actual diversity of our fandom, which has included me. So if you want to talk about diversity and inclusion, and you want to critique this fandom based upon that, I would say that is some bullshit, bro. Because there can be no bigger, diverse or, wide range of personalities that's out there than what you see here. And somehow we managed to reach out to each other. This is not a group of hatred. We all have our differences of agreement. That is true. But I make this video to tell you guys, don't let them define us this way. Okay. Now, I want to also point out, guys, that some of you might have seen me on Geeks and Gamers in the Tuesday night's main event a couple of weeks ago. I bring that up last because they are probably the biggest ones who get that criticism, about being racist and stuff like that. So I want to give you, the benefit of my experience on there. I was invited on there, Drunk 3PO once again reached out to me. Let me give you one more quick thing. I'm always talking about my brother Drunk 3PO because I love him so much. I don't want to embarrass you, Jay, but I do have to point something out. This isn't something that I talk about all the time. I don't want to embarrass him, but the mere fact of the matter is that Jay has believed in me so much over these years that there was a time when he really, really wanted to see me like just stream and do better, with the channel and things. He wanted to increase my visibility and things like that. Don't you know that this man went out of his way to send me a laptop? He sent me a laptop computer so that I could increase the quality of my videos. Up until then, I was only doing it on the phone, not because I can't afford a laptop, but it's like I said before, everything that I do, everything that I make, everything that I earn goes towards preparing my son later on for life. I can barely buy myself a new pair of socks without feeling guilty because I feel like I took money away from him. So the last thing I was going to do was upgrade my technical setup over here so that I could stream more or make better quality videos. I'm making videos with my phone. You guys can see what I do here is very, very low budget. You know what I mean? I don't have any fancy intros, no bells and whistles, no sound effects, save the ones that I make for myself, which is the reason why I probably do all of the singing and different voices and things like that, because, you know, I am that. I don't have to actually buy that, you know what I mean? But anyway, the point is that he gave me a laptop, you know, and I've been using that ever since. So, you know, I am very, very humbled and touched by that somebody would believe in me that way enough to do something like that, guys. But that's just who he is. And these are the people that other people call out for being racist. You know, and that's the reason why I'm doing this video. But back to the appearance on Geeks and Gamers, Tuesday night's main event. I went on there in what some people would consider to be the belly of the beast because they don't like Jeremy, they don't like Ryan, they have their criticisms for Eric July. You know, I went on there and I was treated with the utmost of respect, the utmost of dignity. They listened to what I had to say. Not only that, but their audience listened to what I had to say. In the following weeks, my channel has gotten over 1,000 new subs. I didn't go on there shucking and jiving. Somebody is out there doing their lawn. All right, big ups to you, bro. You do your thing. So he just stopped. He's going to start again. But anyway, guys, I hope you can still hear me. But anyway, like I said before, I didn't go on there shucking and driving. It wasn't like, okay, boss, I'm on your platform, boss. I'm just going to do what you want me to do. Ha, ha, ha. It wasn't anything like that. I represented my points. I said how I feel from my point of view. A lot of people were loving it. I give a lot of respect and a lot of love to the chat. And a lot of them came over to my channel for more. They wanted to hear more of my perspective. They thought that it was refreshing. They wanted to hear this crap that I talk, you know what I mean? And once again, very, very humbling, very, very flattering. I love the fact that you guys came over here. I hope that you do stay for a while. Like I said, I know we're going to disagree. You know, I know that everything I say is not right. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to be me. And sometimes, believe it or not, little secret, sometimes I actually do videos against my actual point of view because I do want to get a conversation started. Those are the more sillier videos. You know, when I do a silly video and you know that it's coming from a point of view that's just dumb, a lot of times I'm having fun, you know, because I am actually trying to bait people. Some people could say that I'm a masturbator. Anyway, dad humor. You gotta love it. But yeah, so I just want to say that, guys, because every now and then we find ourselves in this fandom being criticized, being called out, because this is the new method of operation for this Hollywood machine. You put out crap to get all of these, you know, just to make money and all of that stuff. You put in the least amount of passion, the least amount of imagination and creativity. And then when you don't get met with, oh, that was great, oh, I love it. When you get with, you know, you get met with, listen, we've been in this fandom for a long time. We know Star Wars could be better. We know Star Trek could be better. We know that you could be better as filmmakers, as creators. Then they come back at us with, oh, these people are just racist. The most scariest thing for these people is when they see me on panels like the ones that I just mentioned, because it kills, absolutely kills their narrative about them. And it also brings into visibility people like me who they love to speak for. But it's like I've always said, this is 2023. I've been doing this for almost 10 years. We have the ability to speak for ourselves. And I encourage other creators out there, or if you're thinking about being a creator, please step up. Speak your mind, speak your good sense, speak your common sense while we still have that opportunity, because I do believe that all of this is so much of a threat to these people that one day, and we're starting to see signs of it now, one day this could be in jeopardy. So speak your voice while you have that opportunity. Speak your mind, speak your common sense while you have that opportunity. Don't take for granted that it's always going to be here. But guys, this is the video. This is what I wanted to say. This is the statement. I thank all of you. I thank all of you. Over 1,000 subs in less than 2 weeks says more about you than it ever will about me. And believe me, people are watching. They know this. Okay? So once again, this is not to pat myself on the back, although I am proud I am proud of what I have going on here because my channel has always been about my point of view. This is the reason why I say he is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. I have never compromised. So to see people accept that says that people are open to accepting that. They're not as closed-minded as our critics like to say that we are. So never accept that criticism, never accept that critique, never accept that excuse. And I say this to black people specifically. When they want to point out that, oh, it's racist this and it's racist that, I was just telling my son, and I've always told my son, if you're combated with racism, and this is for you too, Director X, if you're combated with racism, then you don't use racism as an excuse for failure. You use racism as a motivation to go harder. All right, we used to know that. I remember Michael Jackson saying in an interview that back when he started, MTV wouldn't play black artists. It seems hard to believe these days, but it's the truth. But when he realized they weren't going to play Off the Wall, it inspired him and motivated him to go back and make Thriller. And he said, I dared them at that point to ignore me then. And of course, the rest was history. Okay? So you never use racism as an excuse for failure. You use it as a motivation to go harder, to elevate, and to see the best in mankind. All of the artists or all of the content creators that I just named, I salute each and every one of you. There's so many more that I wasn't able to name in the interest of time and memory and things like that. But we are all in this together, and this is a reminder to all of us. For some reason, Stephen Walton just popped into my mind. The fandom menace historian. Stephen Walton, big love and respect to you, brother. You tried to bring it all together, to mixed results, but you did your thing. When I say mixed results, I mean the way you were received, not what you actually did. All right? Because as far as I'm concerned, you came through hard, brother. At a time when we were being defined by others. You gave us each an opportunity to speak for ourselves, and that's what this is all about. So anyway, guys, the video is going along as usual. I said it was going to be a quick one, but I had a lot to say there. So I hope you get the point of this, and I hope that you guys remember how great we are. All right? Don't play down to these people who are critiques or critics of us. Play up to yourself. And we will continue to be the threat that we are. That's why we were called the fandom menace back then. Of course, we're not now, but that spirit is something that should be in each of our hearts because that is, after all, what we are. We are the fandom, and we are a menace to those who would seek to define us as the worst of humanity when we simply are not. All right, guys, so thank you for listening, and I thank you for all of the new subscribers out there. You're the best, and what you did was prove them wrong, and continue to do that with each other. Like I said, not just me. It's about all of us. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. Thank you for the super thanks. And here's to the future, guys. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.